Hi, this is Rob from We Do It for the Cookies. Our project for the 2017 hackathon is a bulk content manager module that we are calling Bulk Manager. What problem did we solve? Our goal was to solve the challenges that we've experienced when needing to make bulk edits to items in the Sitecore content tree. Typically, this would require a developer to write PowerShell scripts to perform specific tasks or many hours of a content editor's time. With the Bulk Manager module, we're able to export content in a CSV format, which enables admins to use the power of tools like Excel to work with and modify content in the Excel sheet. This enables tasks like ETLs, content curation, content review, etc., to require less developer involvement, which ultimately puts more power into the content editor's hands. So how do we solve it? We solve the problem with the use of a Speak UI interface that allows a user to export data from a given area of their content tree. So the user is able to export either by selecting a parent item or using a custom data source query. These items are then processed and streamed back to the user in the form of a CSV file. The user can then make changes to that CSV file or create an entirely new CSV file, which they can then import back into the Bulk Manager module for processing. So what's the end result? The end result is a module for Sitecore Habitat built using Helix best practices to allow users to manipulate data in bulk through the use of importing and exporting their data in CSV format. So let's take a look at what we did. So you'll notice in the control panel, or in the launch pad, we have a new icon here for Bulk Manager. So we're going to click on that. And we have two options here. We can import or export. So we'll start with export. And like I mentioned before, we can either select the data source query or the parent path. So in this case, we'll do the parent path. And I'll go ahead and select the home item. We have only a couple pieces of content here, so the next step is I can select if I want to include standard fields or not in this export. We'll leave the standard fields out for now. And we can also select the database we want to export from and also the languages as a comma-separated list that we want to export. So I can go ahead and hit export, and it will download the CSV. If I open that, you'll notice we have a couple different fields here like item ID, version, language, parent ID, and then we also have title and text. These are essentially the two fields for the item. And this is a pretty lean item, so we really only have those two fields in the template. So if I wanted to, I can make a change to the title or the text and import this back in. So let's go ahead and jump over to import. So in import, I can choose a file. In this case, I have a sample file, so we'll just use this file. I have the option to create new versions or update the existing version. So I'll leave this unchecked, which will update the existing version. Also, I can determine what database I want to run these updates in. And once I'm satisfied with these selections, I can hit import. So the import's going to give me some data on what happened. So for example, how many created items, updated items, failed items. In this case, the CSV that I passed in only had one item that was updated. So we'd also get details on each individual item that was processed. Since this item was updated and it didn't fail, there's not a whole lot of data to consume here. If it had failed, we would have gotten an error message. So that's essentially our module. Thanks for watching.